Hey, gorgeous women, and welcome to another beautiful interview within the podcast, The Queendom Women Uplifting Women. I'm your host, Diana Gatesh, clinical hypnotherapist and life coach. And today I have lovely Mihaela Modrogan as my guest. Mihaela, who's a theta healer, a psychologist, an NLP practitioner, and so much more, guiding women to find their answers. Mihaela, welcome.
Thank you so much for your invitation. Hello, how are you?
I'm great, and I'm actually excited about our topic. Today it's all about relationships, and I'm glad we decided to speak about this because relationships provide, and especially love relationships, provide that space for growth, for healing, for meeting all of our fears and shadows. And it's probably a relationship is the place where we have our biggest dreams and sometimes our biggest disappointments and so on. So, Mihaela, from your experience, from your clients coming to work with you, what would you say are the biggest, maybe not problems, but challenges that women face in relationships? If you were to mention two or three.
The most challenging, let's say, situation that people, not only women, also men, has is that they don't know how to understand other person. They don't know how to discuss. They don't know how to put the sentences and the feelings in their, let's say, relationship. Because when you say relation, you say relation at the work, with your friends, with your, let's say, family, and also with your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and so on, let's say. And if you don't know how to express your feelings in a relationship, you don't know how to solve the situation or the problems that you have to deal with it. And this is a little bit hard for my clients, and also they discover that they have the same situation that had their parents or the people who was caring them or something like that, closer than for them.
Yeah, that's so true because the family, the environment where we grew up, provided kind of the boundaries and also the perspective, the perception of a relationship. Just wait a second, it's really dark in here. I'm going to make the screen a bit light. Okay, there's a bit better. It's been really cloudy and rainy and everything. Why do you think? Because theoretically, we know better, right? We know that we don't want the relationship our parents had if it wasn't a fulfilling one. Why do we tend to repeat that pattern, in your opinion?
Because we saw it, because we lived it with it, because we tasted, let's say, and that was our experience, that we saw it, and we thought that, and we think, not also we thought, we think that is a in we are not very, let's say, okay in a relationship, because we know that we can make the same mistakes that our parents did it. But because we have some programs, limitative programs, we are, let's say,
Repeating somehow.
not only repeating, but also we know it. We are working with it every day, and it's familiar from us. And because it's familiar, we never think a little bit and see, okay, it's okay or it's not okay. What am I doing now? It's familiar with me, and this kind of stuff made my mother or my father or not. And because we are not very, let's say, carefully with our relationship, we made the same, let's say, mistakes. And it's something like copy paste.
Yeah, it is.
And our relationship appears like a copy paste for our parents. For example, when I was little, I looked at my parents and I wanted to have a same relationship because they was very loving with each other. My father was very closer for my mother, and the same, and all of that stuff. And I am like that with all the people who is near me, because this is the model that I saw it in my home. I want to help anyone. I want to be kind with everyone. I want to discuss with everyone. And somehow it's not okay, because you have to respect the intimacy to another person, and to give him, let's say, or her space, for example.
That's so true. That's so true.
At that time was very strange, but it's okay. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to speak with people. It's okay to understand, to help them, to encourage them. It's not like this.
That's so true. I say it all the time. I loved what you said there about being familiar. We play the scenarios, basically, the situations, the patterns that were familiar for us, because somehow the mind associates everything that is familiar with being safe. And it's wonderful if what's familiar, it's a loving relationship where there's mutual respect, healthy boundaries, there's love and care and support and so on. It's not so nice if what's familiar is toxicity or dysfunction or sometimes aggression in various forms. And
Yes.
I see it all the time with clients who come into come to me for hypnotherapy sessions. Whenever there's a conflict in their couple relationship, and I'm going to mention couples because it's probably where we stay most or we evolve most. Of course, the way you are with your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, or partner reflects into all of your relationships. But whenever there's a problem, they come to me to work on relationships. They come with a whole list of what's wrong with the partner at some point. Like there's a whole list of things that they should do and don't, or on the contrary, they shouldn't and do. And the first question that I ask is like, who does that remind you of? Just tell me, you know. And it's like, wow, my dad or my mom or something. And
mostly the time, the mother are the let's say the mirror, the person that you are in love, because the mother is a relationship that you have with the other people, and the father is the relationship that you have with yourself and with God. And if our person, men or women who came and give you a list, yes, it's very important. It's very important to ask him, okay, tell me, it's your mother or it's your father? And I don't know if you see it, but all of them are telling you in the first time, no one, no, no, no one, no one, nobody, not my mother, not my father. Okay, okay, but with whom? Look in your family, with whom? With my grandfather, I think so. Okay, and your grandma or grandfather was carrying you when you was little? Yes, okay.
yeah, that's true. I never, I avoid, let's say that I tend to avoid to tell them if is it your mom or dad or someone. I just ask, who does that remind you of? The first person that comes to your mind. And they have that aha moment, you know, and they realize, oh my God. Which means
Yes.
there's a huge opportunity for healing. Because another
Yes.
tendency that I noticed is that first, okay, they try, it doesn't work. At first, every relationship seems perfect, right? And then all the shadows come, all the mirrors of everything we don't want to look at. And we end up leaving that relationship and getting later on or very soon into a new one without realizing that, without having healed the emotional wounds of the past, the next relationship will be just the same somehow. We'll have the same disappointments or something that, okay, because we repeat what is familiar. And that is something that Marissa Peer speaks a lot about, being familiar and making what is familiar unfamiliar if it's not okay, and making the unfamiliar, sometimes love, sometimes self-confidence, and so on, the new familiar for us. How do you help clients like this? Let's think with what you do. How do you guide them, or what's the most important thing to realize for them?
For me, as you told I don't ask him directly, is your mother, is your father? I guide. Whom did you remember? With whom they are familiar in your life here? I don't know if they don't have an answer. I help them. I put questions like, okay, tell me about your childhood. Explain me how was your childhood. Describe me how was when you have 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, if you remembered, of course. If not, okay, tell me the most important memory that you had with your parents, or if you don't have parents, with the people that were near you when you grown up. I don't know, your grandmother or something like that. If they don't see the answer, or if they don't want to look in the mirror, because most of them in the first time they are not okay to look in the mirror, I put a question, something like, okay, tell me, what you don't like to the people in front of you? What you don't like to, and they answer me the question, and after that I'm asking them, okay, please tell me, when did you do this? Okay, why? Because if you don't like something, it's because you don't like because you are doing in that moment. Not you are comfortable with this position or you like it to do it, but you do it. It's a mechanism, let's say. It's
The defensive mechanism, yeah.
yes, it's a program that you are working with it and you don't know that you are using.
That's so true.
It's an example that I am using with my.
That's really nice. Always go back to the childhood. We do that too. So I think it's really vital, because it holds the key. Everything that we experienced, and because you're a theta healer, my first experience with personal development and meditation, other than books, was with theta healing, and I loved it. And it's basically the foundation.
Yes.
We are in hypnosis basically until we're 7. We're so open to suggestion, to everything that happens around us. And of course, it becomes part of who we are. As you said, we know it. That's the reality that we know, and we tend to recreate.
We know.
What? Yeah, sure.
It's inside. We know it. We don't know why we know it, but we do it. We use it, let's say, and we are doing and doing and doing, and we don't know if it's okay or if it's not okay. This is the let's say the challenge, because you don't know if it's okay. You discover in time if it's okay or not when you meet people and you see that you are not in the same, let's say, ship with that person. And after you see, when you are not in the same boat, in the same ship with that person, you put a question, and why we are not okay, why we are not resonate at the same, why we are not vibrate, let's say.
Beautiful, yeah, vibrating. That's a very good one. Because we tend to attract people we are in harmonious vibration with, definitely. What other challenges do people face mostly in relationships? From your experience with clients, what would you say are like? So one is the patterns that they replay all the time, and
Yes,
then
why they can find another person. They had a relationship doesn't work. Okay, why they didn't find another person? Why they still loved another person? This is, let's say, with pain, with more pain, when you don't find another one, because you know that you are still loving a person. She is not with you, but you are still lost her. Bless you.
thank you. Yeah.
And that's a situation. Another situation is, I see a lot of guys or girls, and no one is what I am looking for. And then when I ask them, okay, please tell me what are you looking for, and they tell me, I want to be tall, smart, good job, a house, I don't know. Okay. And
Another list.
after,
They come
yeah,
with the list.
big list, not another big list. And after I'm asking, okay, and you, what you offer? Sorry? Yeah, you. Okay, you want this. Okay, it's okay. It's very, very nice what you want. It's beautiful. But please tell me what you offer to help this kind of man or this kind of woman. What you want? What you offer? Me. Okay, you means what? Describe me a little bit. Put in sentence what you are. And when they put in sentence, they are very surprising because they don't know them. They don't know who they are, what they really want. They want a tall man, let's say, because it's nice to have and to be near tall men, or to have a house, or to have a good position in a organization, or to have, I don't know, money for trips, or I don't know, other situation. Other situation with my clients is when they met people, they know that person is the one, and they ask me, it's my twin flame, or it's my soulmate, because they don't know the difference. What is a twin flame, and what is a soulmate? And um, also, I had clients who had to recover after a divorce because they were hurt in that situation. They had they had children, and they had to deal with the separation, because they had to explain to their children, mommy and daddy are not in the same house, they are not going in the same trips, but we are still a family. And it's very, let's say, not difficult, but it's a little bit hard to explain a child that mommy and daddy still loves you, but they also loves another person who is not mommy and daddy.
Yeah. I think, and I've seen this not just as a hypnotherapist, but also from 16 years of teaching. I've seen it with my students. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they separate is that they forget that they are separating from their partner and not from their children. That's a huge one. And I have to say it because I've seen a lot of pain in my career, both as a teacher. I get tears in my eyes right now, and as a hypnotherapist. Okay, from all the kids I've seen struggling with self-confidence, with rejection, fear of rejection, and so much more because of it. So, dear people, it's okay to separate, to get a divorce if you're not on the same vibration anymore, as we said. If you do not resonate, there's no more love or respect. There's no need to sacrifice yourself for the children. I don't believe in that. Okay, I believe that no kid can benefit from sacrifice. Don't put that blame on them, that burden of sacrifice on children. But if you do, remember that you're separating from your partner and not from your children. And please, please do not make them take sides. Don't go into, I have to say this even though this is not the topic of our discussion, but I've seen it and it hurts me. It hurts me because I've seen so many kids struggling.
So it also, and they, the children came to you and told you, it's my fault. My mommy and my daddy are separated because I'm here, because they had me, because I was born, because they don't have time for them. And it's very,
it's
my
very
skin,
diminishing.
Yeah, it hurt me because I know that they, when a couple decided to make a child, sorry, and after that they decided to separate. When they decided to make that child, they wasn't okay at that moment. They decided to make the child, and that was, and they don't have the power to explain this situation to the child. Mommy and daddy also loves you. Mommy and daddy is near you. Mommy is mommy, daddy is daddy. We are a team all the time for you. We are supporting you. We are helping you. We want to teach you all the best. We are not fighting for you. We are not, let's say, struggle the relationship with your daddy or with your mommy. It's okay if your daddy or your mommy has another partner, because see, for you it's very nice. You will have two daddies, two mommies. It's very important
Would
to
be
tell.
ideal, yeah,
Yeah,
somehow. To
yes,
really, anyway, it's a trauma, any separation like that is trauma, but at least we can guide the child, because the biggest wound that I've seen in hypnotherapy and also as a teacher is this feeling of I'm not good enough. If I were good enough, my parents would still be good together. Or I've heard so many times, you're just like your mom or like your dad. Okay. Or it's, I sacrificed myself for you. A lot of stuff that I've worked with, and it cripples children. I've had so, they understand a lot more than we think and we would like, but the conclusions they draw upon themselves are not very positive. Okay, that's why, yeah, I would encourage everyone to really, really be. And by the way, I had a tiny video at some point on this as a somebody asked a question. I replied on a group, and the question was, "Are you from two divorced parents?" No, my parents were divorced. That's not the point. Okay, so I do not come from a divorced family, but it was very funny that they thought of it. It's like, no, it's just that I've worked with a lot of kids, first as a teacher, and mostly I taught high school, but they still go through a lot because we don't know how to handle the situation. And what's worse, they pick partners just like their dad or just like their mom.
yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me also it's hurting me, and it's it's very difficult because I had some situation and I had to discuss with the children and to explain them the situation, and to and for me it was very fascinating to discover that the children were very smart. I don't know how to say, because it was a feeling that mm, mm, was something. Are you real? You have only 10 years. You have only 9 years. Are you are you
They're
a
a lot
child?
more mature than we are sometimes.
Yes, yes,
I would
more than
like to
we think.
get, yeah, I would like to get back to a really
Yes,
good thing that you mentioned when they come with the list of what they want and they don't know what they offer and who they are. I think that's one of the biggest things here, that we don't know who we are and what we really want from life and for ourselves. And we come with these stereotypes at the end of the day. Okay, they're all I don't know, images we've made of how an ideal partner should be like, but we don't know who we are and what we want for our soul. Um, what would you say? I actually wrote down this for as an idea for another episode. Um, how can we find out who are we? Okay.
very important to discover yourself. First of all, ask yourself, what do you like?
Mm-hmm.
But be honest with you, because if you say, let's say, I'll give you an example. If you say I like bananas, but you don't eat it, only because you meet a guy and he loves bananas, that means you have to like bananas. For
Mm-hmm.
example, it's very important to be honest with you, and when you are honest with you, it's very easy to be honest with the person who is in front of you. Be natural. Accept all your mistakes, accept all your challenges, accept all your successes, and don't be afraid to speak about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to tell you, first of all, you. Don't be afraid to tell you, I don't like that, I don't like this, I want to be like that. Um, when I when I started to study theta healing, for me was very fascinating because I was having not a good period in my life. But in
Mm-hmm.
this moment, I'm very happy for that period, and over the time, I'm very thankful for that period. Um, First time, I had to look in the mirror, in the bathroom, to look at me
Mm-hmm.
and to ask me who I am, who am I, what I want, what I'm looking in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you put the question, okay, what are you looking in your life? And you listen, not your mind, because your mind, it's pragmatic, but it's very important to listen your heart. When you put the hand on your heart and ask it, okay, who I am, what I want, all the answers will come to you, and it's more easier to explain the other person who are in front of you what you want, how you want, why you are doing this, and it's something like when you explain someone and you integrate all your uh, person, and you say, okay, that's me, and I love it and I like it, you will see that everyone are
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. But if you are not okay with that feeling and you are asking yourself it's good or it's not, other people in front of you had the same vibration and they are asking you, sure, it's okay. Sure, you want to do this. Sure, you want to get out with that boy or with that girl. It's okay to meet that woman. Are you sure you are loving it or loving him or not? They are putting you some question, and that is because they are resonate with you, with your frequency, with your feelings, with your thoughts, and that.
Yeah, I love that. There's also a lot of times when I work on relationships, I always ask them, how would you like to feel in that relationship? It doesn't matter if they're in a relationship or not, because a lot of times they are in relationships. It's just that there's something not working. And unfortunately, they wait till the very last minute, till the situation is a bit desperate to work on it. Okay, how would you like to feel? Like really feel, because feeling is the key. How would you walk or interact with your love if you really showed up fully as who you are without necessarily all the fears or the criticism, the judgment, the programs? And when they start looking at that, and then I asked, was there any time, and this is before the hypnosis itself, was there any time when you experienced that? Yeah, in the beginning, a lot of time they experience it in the beginning, because in the beginning there's only the excitement, right? It's not also the shadows, the past pain, the past disappointment that we bring, all the fears and doubts and worries and so on. And the next question is, okay, who do you need to become to enjoy that relationship? Or how is, for example, Mihaela, who has that amazing relationship, who's happy, who feels fulfilled, who enjoys every single day? And that's how I get a lot of information to use at the end of the hypnosis session for a transformation. Because what comes very often through them, they're telling me what they don't want. I'm sick and tired of I don't know what. I can't put up with it. It's getting on my nerves. When I ask them what they want in a relationship, they're not very sure. That's why I get into the feelings of that beautiful relation. Okay, and who is that person who enjoys that relationship? Okay, because if I'm at my lowest, I can't really enjoy the relationship even if I have it. So that's right, and it's mind blowing, it's life changing. But I always have them close their eyes to visualize it first, because otherwise the mind will come up and deliver the answers from the mind. But yeah,
Yes,
I love that. So if all of you could go with these questions from us today, who am I? Okay. And who am I when I'm not afraid, when I'm not the worst judge of myself and others and so on? Okay. And so who am I and who do I want to be? What do I want to enjoy in a relationship? And who is that me that enjoys that relationship? And I think it changes the perspective a lot. Together with,
yes,
okay, who does this remind you of that we've already discussed? It was just a
yes,
tiny, for like an exercise for those who want to take it, journal on it and stuff. Yes, Mihaela, you
yes,
wanted to say something.
yes. When I ask someone who you want to become,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for me it's very important what they are answering to me, because more most of them want to become what other wants to become they. And it's very interesting because I'm asking them, okay, you want to do this, you want to become that, you want to have that job, for example. I don't know. I'm giving you some examples
Mm-hmm.
in this. Are you sure? please connect your mind with your heart, and you will see the answer. And it's very nice because most of them make something like aha. It's that moment that they are opening their heart, and they discover that they want to become something that they don't want to become.
I'm smiling because I remembered my first experience with Theta healing in 2016, I think it was. I did a course with Mihai Lucian, and I loved it. It was exhausting. I loved it. And we always had this, a lot of us took the course again. So we had a lot of fun the second and the third time. The first time we were all shocked because he asked, like, what's your favorite color? He would come to someone and they would answer from the mind. Said, close your eyes, and just interrupted a bit that pattern and asked the question again. It was a totally different color. And everyone came with their real favorite color the next day, or a lot of them, not everyone. And I think it's fascinating, right? Because we adopt all those things from society, from family, a lot of subliminal messages. We don't even know who we are or what we like or what we want, what our soul truly wants for ourselves to experience in terms of our purpose here, in terms of a relationship, in terms of career or a future that we would love, not because it sounds good, but because we feel it in our body and heart and mind that, that's it. That's what it's for me.
Yes, we accept, we adopt all this situation because we want to be liked by other people. Because you see, all of us we had, or we are having, depends, 5 trauma. And it's abundance. It's
justice. Those of you who love saying it's not fair.
Yes.
A lot of times blaming, complaining. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Injustice.
And all this trauma put us in some situation, and we had to discover how to, let's say, fix it and to solve it, not to try to make other people happy for who we are, or how we can be more nicer, or I don't know.
Or sometimes we try to fix other people, and I remember myself trying to do that so many times, trying to fix someone else, okay, thinking that I know better how they should be, or that I wanted to help them even though I wasn't asked to. So yeah, I love this. Any final thoughts on this? Because I think we can go on for hours here. Any last message or for our listeners?
Repeat, because it was interrupted discussion and I didn't understand.
No problem. So I would like to bring, because we've been here for like 40 minutes already, to bring it to a conclusion. If you have any final messages for our listeners, I think relating in relationship to relationships, okay, about relationships.
Okay. I would like to encourage them and to tell them that it's very important to discover themselves. After they discover themselves, they know what they can do, they know what they want, and after that they can do the list. And also it's very important. You cannot attract something that you cannot offer. I cannot attract a person who need love, for example,
Mm-hmm.
if I cannot give love, I am not a person who is very affective, emotional, wants to take you in arms and to kiss you all the time. I cannot, if I want a person like this, I it's not okay you cannot attract this kind of people if you want something like that, because it's not resonate with you. It's very important. um, Sometimes someone can tell me, okay, oh no, you can attract because you have to solve it, because you have to discover
Opposites.
exactly, yes. But also, if you are looking in that relationship, you will see that it's another version that you have to fix it in this area.
Yeah.
And that's it's very important. I would recommend to answer to some question. What who I am, what I want, what I want. It's first of all, and what I really want. It's another question, because you will see the difference. What I want now, but what I really want, what is important for me. It's important for me to have a job, that person or not. It's okay if he's looking in this moment the job, or I want to have a job in this moment when I want to decide to find a man or a woman. And also, I recommend to solve, let's say, the relationship with the mother, because I told you at the beginning, the mother is the relationship with your um, uh, partner, with your husband, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend. Look at your relationship with your mother, and you will have the same relationship with your, let's say, husband or wife. Look a
Okay.
little bit.
I love that. I love the questions. There's also one more thing that I would like to add.
Yes,
There's this quote from, I'm looking there because that's where the bookshelf is, from Abraham Hicks. So Esther and Jerry Hicks, and from the teachings of Abraham. The book is called Ask and It Is Given, and I absolutely love it. And there's something there. When Abraham tells Esther, remember that no matter where you go, you're still taking you there. You're taking yourself there. So meaning
yes,
that as Mihaela said, right, you have to heal first in order to be able to offer and to know who you are and what you want, and to offer what you want, what you hope to get. You need to heal some patterns, maybe some trauma, maybe some bad experiences, some disappointments. There is a lot of emotional pain and a lot of rejection and injustice and not feeling good enough there that needs to be healed before you step into the next relationship, including the relationship with the parents and probably with the mom most of all, because otherwise you will have the same thing in the next one. You're taking yourself in every new relationship, and that includes at work, right? So if you had a lot of conflicts in one workplace, you will probably have in the next one, because you're still you with the same things that are familiar until you solve them. Mihaela, where can people find you if they want to work closer to you?
they can find me on Facebook,
Mhm.
Mihaela Modrogan, uh, therapist, Theta Healing, Mihaela Modrogan. Also on Google, www.mihaelamodrogan.ro. They can find me on Instagram, Mihaela Modrogan.
Okay, lovely. It was really, really nice working with you on this topic. I loved it. And to you, dear listeners, until next one with another topic that I've just written down. Okay, so hugs and kisses to all of you.